So currently Jujutsu Kaisen is getting a lot of attention across the internet for the latest couple of chapters that have been happening. The culling game is kind of getting some mixed reception, but right now a lot of people are just saying that Jujutsu Kaisen's on fire, best new gen, just a bunch of whole other stuff. People are really excited to see where the series is going. Now, Gege Akutami stated that it would be nice if the series wrapped up this year or maybe the beginning of next year, but basically this series is coming to a close and that's what it's pretty much known at this point. Now, what I wanted to talk about briefly was the endgame of Jujutsu Kaisen. I just kind of want to discuss a couple of things that I think might occur, some theories that I've kind of seen floating around for a little bit. So very heavy spoilers going into the manga of current Jujutsu Kaisen chapters. If you're not familiar or you're scared of spoilers, please click off this video. Make sure you leave a like though, I appreciate it. So as we know, Sukuna just took control of Megumi, something that has been hinted at and since pretty much the beginning of the series. He's always been keen on Megumi's progress. Even when Megumi first releases Domain expansion, you see Sukuna looking like, oh, interesting. On top of that, Megumi's sister is now possessed. I believe that is her body, but I'm not entirely sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. Overall, I like the fights in the culling game, but I'll be damned if these rules got really complicated and my smooth brain couldn't keep up. Some chapters had a bit too much exposition in my opinion, and it really hurt my eyes at certain points because I'm absorbing so much information at once. Gege had some amazing art in this arc though. Now, things are starting to ramp up since Sukuna has popped out, and as of currently, things are looking too good for our core cast. Gojo is still sealed, Yuta is in another colony, I think. Yuji's caught that Kakyoin special, and Fushiguro is still possessed. So yeah, we're not in a good way at the moment. Now, I want to do a bit of theory crafting as to some things that we might see as the series begins to wrap up and we are heavily approaching the end game. So real quick, if you guys are interested in more theories and more discussions like this, make sure you leave a like in the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's talk about it. So my first one, Yuta is going to fight Sukuna 1v1. It might not be right now, but after the amount of screen time that Yuta had last year, plus the fact that Kenjaku presumably killed one of the 4 special grade sorcerers and Yuki, I think it's almost set in stone that Yuka will throw down with Sukuna. Yuji even begs Yuta to kill him if Sukuna goes on a rampage. Now granted, that might throw things off differently since Fushiguro is currently the one possessed, but we'll see about that. I personally think that Yuta still hasn't gone all out from what we've seen. Yuta never really felt like he was on the verge of death or pulled out a trump card in this fight against Ryu and Uro. So yeah, I think Yuta actually being pushed his absolute limit would be killer to see. Number 2, the Kyoto school arrived to help subdue Sukuna in Fushiguro's body. We know that Mio was doing something in one of the colonies, but we're not entirely sure. We know that Noritoshi was hurt pretty bad in his fight with Maki against Noya, but we haven't seen him since then either. He might show up as well as Inumaki, who was revealed to have lost an arm when Sukuna nuked the fuck out of Shibuya. Todo really wouldn't have made sense to show up unless he got another hand back, but I really would not rather him not. I mean, if he's gonna show up, maybe just, I don't know, moral support or something, but it'd be kind of out of place. Honestly, crazier things have happened in this series, so I wouldn't bet past Gege. Number 3, the angel possesses Yuji. I really see this being legit since Hana was an absolute moron and fell for Sukuna's soap opera acting skills. The angel was screaming at her to get away from him and she still went towards the possessed Megumi anyway, so I don't know. Through some sort of shenanigans, I could see the angel dipping out of Hana's body and going to Yuji instead and possibly healing him while also granting him some new abilities. Gojo stated that Yuji's body will eventually start to copy down Sukuna's technique, so it's entirely possible that Yuji comes out with a totally different skill set. Number 4, Gojo ends up sacrificing himself. Honestly, I don't like this theory at all, but if Gojo were to sacrifice himself for the good of humanity because he is the honored one, quote unquote, it's feasible, but I think it would really be a bad move to kill off Gojo, especially after having him sealed for almost 3 calendar years for us at this point. Number 5, Kenjaku unleashes the cursed monstrosity. Kenjaku is pretty much memeing at this point, and it's pretty apparent considering how much he's enjoying the chaos he's causing. With the way things are going, if the culling game actually ends up coming to completion, Tengen will end up being merged and the cursed monstrosity will appear. How they will deal with this if it becomes a reality, I don't really know, but I feel like this is more of a final battle type thing. Like, this would have to be the end of the series because I honestly don't see anything else they could top with this. Like, this is just the peak amount of stakes. Number 6, Nobara returns. I feel like the copium is super high with this one, but the guy who healed her said to not expect anything, so we will see. As to what purpose she would serve within the story, I'm not really sure, but she was literally just mentioned, maybe not even 3 chapters ago, so it's possible, I guess. Number 7, Kamino gets wiped by Sukuna. I mean, this isn't really a theory, this is something that's just gonna happen. Number 8, Yuji's backstory is fully revealed. I would hope that Gege decides to fully fully dive into Yuji's backstory and have Yuji acknowledge what is in his blood and why Kenjaku finds him so interesting. For now, it just kind of seems like Yuji has these real fragmented memories of his mom and his dad. Granted, he was an infant in that one flashback we saw, but he really didn't talk about his parents or anything. So I don't know. I would love to see what happened to Yuji's dad and what happened to his mom. Was his mom pregnant when she was possessed by Kenjaku? Was what happened? Like, these are things I need answers to. Number 9, Yuji's ability is revealed. Now, there's been a running theory that Yuji having Kenjaku's blood inside of him sort of triggered something inside of Choso, but it wasn't really confirmed or anything like that. Todo was just a freak accident because Todo was just being Todo, but as far as what Yuji's ability could be, I have absolutely no idea. We know that Yuji is naturally gifted with abnormal strength and speed, so it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that there is something about him that can affect one's memories or something like that. And yeah, those are about all the theories I have, man. If you guys have any theories or anything you guys suggest, let me know in the comments down below, man. What do you guys think? What are some things that you hope to see come to fruition in the next couple of chapters? How do you guys feel about the Jujutsu Kaisen series coming to a close? I apologize if I sound really scratchy. I'm pretty sick at the moment. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's been a day for you guys, and I will see you in the next video. All right, peace.